Welcome to day 7 of instruction, non-traditional instruction that is. I am once again your host, and I'm sorry, but you are stuck with me. All right, here we go. So yesterday's exit ticket for NTI 6 read this way. Mr. Brislin had 2 1/9 gallons of honey that he used for baking. Love honey. Don't actually have that much honey. He used 3/4 of it for a batch of cookies. How much went into his cookies? So he has 2 1/9, and I want to know what 3/4 of that is. That's why I turned it into a multiplication expression. 3/4 of 2 1/9. I could rearrange these, but they would mean the same thing. Now, the first step is to turn 2 1/9 into a improper fraction. So I'm going to identify, whoops, here we go. 2 1/9 is going to become 9 9/9 times 2 plus my 1/9. I'm going to get 18/9 plus 1/9. The 1/9 came from this original fraction in the mixed number. I'll then receive an answer of 19/9. I'll take and now finally times 3/4 by it. Well, what is 19 times 3? Can you do that in your head? I know I can. So 19 times 3 equals 57. 57 all over 36. 9 times 4 equals 36. My last and final step is going to be using the long division to find out how many 36s go into 57. Well, one of them goes in. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get the answer of 21. Then 21 will be my numerator with 36 as my denominator. But wait, we're not done yet. We can't keep it like this. Because, well, first off, obviously 2 doesn't go into 36 and 21. 2 goes into 36, but not 21. But 3 goes into both numbers. Okay? So I need to simplify it because of that. So I'm going to divide the 21 by 3 and the 36 by 3 to get 1 7/12 as my final answer. That's how much I used, 1 7/12 gallons of honey. All right, so let's move on to today's lesson, NTI Day 7. So we're going to get away from word problems for just a little bit, okay? And we're going to focus on more of these division expressions now. What? Division? Yes, we spent a bunch of days here on multiplication expressions, and now we're going to go right into division. So here's how you would do these two problems. For starters, it's 5 divided by 1/3. I can't leave it like that. I can't actually divide like that. I need to create a division. I need to create a multiplication expression. So how do I do that? Okay? 3 steps. 1, keep, switch, flip. I'll repeat that again. Keep, switch, flip. What does that mean? That means I'm going to keep the 5 I'm going to change the division into multiplication, and I'm going to flip my two numbers there, my 1/3. So it'll look like this. 3/1. What? Yes. Okay, so now it's going to be 5 times 3/1. Do I really need the 1? No. So I'm going to get rid of that 1. So therefore, my answer will be 15. Ta-da! Now, you might be thinking, oh, okay, 5 divided by 1/3. I'm getting 15? Where does that come from? How, 15 what? I'm taking the number 5 and I'm dividing it into thirds. And I want to know how much is going to be in that. Okay, so if I have 1/3 of something, okay, and I'm going to break it each third up into 5 parts. How many parts are there going to be? And that is where the 15 comes from. Let's move on to B. 1/6 divided by 7. Mr. Rislin, you just said I can't keep division. I can't do this with division. I need to change it to a multiplication expression. And you're correct. You were paying attention. So I'm going to follow the same 3 steps. Keep, change, flip. So remember, there's a secret 1 underneath that 7. So I'm going to, when I flip it, it'll be 1/7. And when I solve it, it'll be 1 times 1 equals 1. 6 times 7 equals 42. Giving you the answer of 1/42. Super duper. Let's move on. So we are going to do a bunch of these same problems. So let's go ahead. I'm going to have you do number 1 right now. 7 divided by 1/4. Hit the pause button and begin. Welcome back. That shouldn't have taken you too long to do because all you're doing is keeping, switching, flipping. So when you do that, you get 7 times 4, which gives you the answer of 28. Okay, let's go ahead and do number 2. Hit the pause button, give it a shot. All right, welcome back again. Now, I have the expression. I've kept the 4, I switched to multiplication, and I flipped it to become a 5 instead of 1/5, which gives me the answer of 20. Let's go ahead and do this third problem. Hit the pause button now. Okay, for this last one, I drew a picture just to demonstrate once again what we're actually finding. Okay, so 9 I kept, switched, flipped. I'm going to get 9 times 8 equals 72. What that means is I'm going to have 72 1/8. So I zoom in, there's going to be 72 of these 1/8. So to do that, I had made a box that said it was 9. I split the box up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, my 9 holes. Each hole I broke up into 8ths. And that's where I got the 72 from. Okay, now let's go to the next 3 set of problems. This time, we first off always remember it's the second number that we flip. Never the first number, it's always the second number. So go ahead and try number 1, 1/8 divided by 7. Okay, so 1/8 I kept, I switched, I flipped. gives me the answer of 1/56. It's crazy. A lot. Okay, so let's do number 5 on your own. Go. All right, so I made a mistake there. Ta-da! 1/5. I kept, I switched, and I flipped. I'm going to get 1/30. What does that mean? That means I ultimately am taking 1/5 of something. So that's 1/5. I'm not worrying about anything else. And I'm finding how many 1/6 are in there? How many 1/6 are in there? Okay, which is ultimately we find out there's 1/30 is ultimate. So I'm going to find 6 I ultimately find that that's 1/30 right there. 1/30 of the whole box. Remember, there was more to the box than that 1/5. So 1/5 divided by 6 will give you that 1/30. All right, last problem before exit ticket time. 7 divided by 9. Ooh, a whole number divided by 9. What? Don't forget what you do with the first number. Keep it. Go ahead and give it a shot. All right, so kept the 7, switched to multiplication, flipped to 1/9. Now I'm going to do what we did earlier in the week of multiplying a whole number times a fraction. And I'm going to get 7/9. I don't even have to simplify. I'm done. All right, so with that being said, if you don't feel comfortable to do these 2 exit ticket questions, go over, review this video again, all right? You can pause as much as you want, break it down into little pieces as much as you want, and try to figure out where did I come up with the numbers, why did I switch, why did I flip? Draw a picture to see if it makes more sense. Your pictures should always match the answer you came up with. Okay? And I recommend always drawing the picture first. All right, with that being said, best of luck on the exit ticket. We'll see you here tomorrow.